Let's keep going. Let's keep going to see one more feature. Let me show you one feature that is specific for those cases that we don't have the loads of our project, those cases that we must analyze the connection by defining manually the combinations and the loads of the project. When it happens, when we work with Cype Connect without receiving information from Cype 3D, for example. Okay, so here when we jump from the model to the analysis tab, we have here the options to add load cases, different load cases. As you can see here, I have just one load case, and then for each load case, we add the different forces that we have for each element. So, for example, for 2B1 here in the load case 1, I can add here the different forces. As you can see here, they are all 0. Okay. This is not new. Actually, since the beginning, the software always had this option. As you probably know, if you work with Cype 3D, when you import the structure from Cype 3D, these values, they are already defined. They are imported from the model. But you can also now add this information. Okay. As you can see, we always have here one element that is the bearing element that have the bearing capacity. In this case, it's our column, and the column in this case is receiving the loads from that are applied in the other elements. So they are then transmitted through the node to the bearing, in this case, that is C1. Okay. The new feature is here. The new feature is that now we can define how is the external fixity of this element that is the bearing, that have the bearing capacity in our connection. Okay, so this column now can be connected, can be an external fixity just in the initial of this bar, just in the final, or in both ends. Okay, so when we define the initial and the final end, now we can also add forces in the direction or towards the origin of the bar. Okay, so that's very useful. For example, in this case that we have here, let me come back to the model. We have a column that could be a continuous bar for different levels in a building, for example, and we have normal forces or momentums or axial forces or whatever force in this column in the direction of the vertical axis or in the direction of C1. Okay, so now C1 can receive all the forces from B1 and B2, but also we can apply forces because this is a continuous bar, and to do that we activate these options here and then define these forces also in the bearing element. Okay, if you are working, as I said before, if you are working again with Cype 3D, depending on how you define your elements on Cype 3D, it's going to be a continuous element and the node will have the forces, so it's going to be easier. Maybe you are already doing that, but if you are working manually, you are creating single nodes, now you also have this option here to define the external, how works the external fixity of these bearing elements, and also define some loads here.